first told my parents I wanted to go to college, they thought I was an absolute dreamer, having never ever expressed any interest or seen me do homework one night in my life. But then as I kind of collectively showed them how determined I was, they think the fact that their son is in Trinity College, they couldn't be any more proud. One time my dad compared it to one of his sons playing for Manchester United, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous, but that's what he said.
TAP's mission is to widen access to higher education for people from socioeconomically disadvantaged backgrounds. So our vision is to work within Trinity and with colleagues across the higher education sector to try and make the university sector in particular more representative of the population as a whole in Ireland.
I think TAP makes a significant difference in my school. It gives a lot of us the opportunity to see colleges and kind of see where we could go if we put the work in.
About a quarter of all the primary and secondary schools in the country are designated as disadvantaged. And in some of those schools, in some of those areas, your likelihood of going to a university is virtually nil.
The impact TAP has had on my life and family has been pretty considerable. I'm the first in my family to go to college, but because of TAP, I definitely won't be the last. It's sort of a domino effect in that way.
I want to come to Trinity because the campus is really big and because it's got the museums and all the stories with it, and like it's a historic place with the long room library.
There's huge challenges in the economy and our economy has contracted, but now more than ever we need to ensure that all the available talent we have at our disposal in this country is utilised through third level education so that we continue to produce a stream of high quality graduates, entrepreneurs, innovators and people who really want to succeed, but more importantly who really want to contribute to the future of this country. So there has never been a more important time for companies and organisations to be involved with initiatives like TAP, because it is fundamentally about the future of this country, but also the future of the communities in which these people live.
Last year, in the middle of fourth year, I was lucky enough to secure a training contract with MOP Solicitors, who are one of the largest law firms in the country. Obviously, by securing a training contract with them, it will enable me to develop better professionally and personally.
If we can develop and mentor young people who are the future ultimately, to act in a particular way and to give them opportunities, that can only be good in the longer term. I suppose it's the difference between running a business in the short term and the long term. Anyone can run it in the short term, anyone can run it in the long term. It's doing both at the same time that's hard. But I mean, you've got to be socially responsible. It has been proven it's good for business. We don't do it just because it's good for business, but empirically it is.
If I was to go back to my own secondary school and tell them about my experiences so far, I would definitely recommend to them to pursue third level education. It's not something that's out of bounds to people just because of their background, and there are supports that didn't exist previously that exist now, and one of them is in the form of the Trinity Access Programme.
I would actively encourage other alumni to support this Access programme. I think it's so energising to be engaged with the college in any way, but I think particularly the Trinity Access programme and the stories that have evolved from it are very, very inspiring.
We've worked closely on the TAP programme with the likes of Grant Thornton, Accenture, NCB and so on, and we'd love to see more and more companies getting involved. Given that Trinity is obviously right in the centre of Dublin, there are so many great companies very close by. So the more that can participate in this worthwhile programme, the better.
I think the key achievements of TAP over the last 16 years have related to working very successfully in partnership with other higher education institutions, with businesses, with schools, and with families and communities to create systemic solutions to educational disadvantage.
One of my proudest aspects in college is the fact that I'm a TAP ambassador. It's more than just being given something back to TAP. It's it's giving something back to the whole community. I've given speeches to schools around my area. Some of the lads around my area know that I go to college and things like that. When TAP asks me to do something, it's not even a case of, oh, maybe not have time. It's a case of, yeah, I'll definitely do that. It's rewarding in so many ways. It's fun, it's good experience, it's good workplace experience, and it's also an identity for many of the TAP students.
I think a lot of people do not realise how big it is, and I think even students doing this course, or even after they start doing their degree, they do not realise the impact and the result only after they're finished with their studies. I think that's when you actually, feel that, whoa, it's huge.